Rift Racoon is a precision-based 2D platformer that's available for PC and consoles. It's one of those games where I feel like I'm going to give this slightly a bit of an injustice because I clearly needed to get good at this game and I personally really struggled. It's not often that I kind of think, is this just me? And so I went to look at other reviews and actually they're largely quite positive. So I've got a funny feeling that this might just be me being terrible at the game. So please do take that into consideration as I talk through the rest of this game review. Rift Racoon has two really key mechanics that makes it stand out from the crowd in terms of being a precision platformer. The first one is kind of a little ad-lib, and that's that when you jump and land on a wall, he kind of clings and slides down it, your little raccoon, and then he scrambles up, but he can go higher than where he landed. And so instead of thinking, oh, I need to wall jump something, or oh, I've got to double jump and see how far I can get, actually it changes up the level design because you can land on a wall and think, he can climb that, and then he's like, and he'll get up a wall and be able to reach higher than what he was able to jump with. That opens up level design to be slightly different to what you normally see in a just standard 2D platformer. The second mechanic is the kind of real crux of Rift Racoon, and that's its teleportation skill. Whenever you press and hold square, as I was playing on the PS4, it gives you a little shadow of where your raccoon can then move to, and you can basically warp forward, backwards, up or down. You can then, and very quickly the game will ask you to do it, combine that with jumps and kind of sliding from wall to wall and avoiding different traps and so on and so forth. So it's not just like I will teleport through a wall and avoid something. It gets very complicated very quickly, and over Rift Racoon's 50 levels it will continually find new ways to kind of throw things your way. This then starts to include things like, because you can only teleport once and then that will recharge when you hit the ground again, it then involves things like teleporting to little, I thought they were ducks, but they're kind of like weird lights that kind of restore your teleportation mechanic. So you end up kind of warping around like in weird squares everywhere and so on and so forth to try and keep that mechanic going so that you can then avoid the spikes and get to the end. Rift Racoon works on a one-hit kill on normal mode. I got way too annoyed with that and switched myself to easy. That then gives you 2 hits before you die, and even then the game is exceptionally challenging. But for me, the challenge came from a weird kind of problem that I was having with the controls, and this is why I think it was me probably struggling to get good rather than perhaps it being a game fault itself. When I was playing with Rift Racoon, when you need to teleport somewhere, you need to do that by kind of telling it which direction you're going to go with the D-pad, and say like you might need to jump and press up to then teleport somewhere, and then kind of move in a different direction as soon as you've teleported. And what I would find is that I'd go to move and teleport, and then because I knew you needed to kind of move very quickly, I would start that move and it would override the direction where I told it to teleport. And so I'd end up teleporting into a wall or into the spikes or in a complete different wrong direction, and I'd just be getting very frustrated very quickly on it. Clearly I needed to train my own brain and my own reflexes to wait for the teleportation to work and then hit the D-pad. But when I was doing that, I was then missing the platforms I was trying to hit, and sometimes I'd end up like falling down to my death because it then wouldn't respond with the directions that I wanted things to go. And that's where I'm kind of like, did I need to get good? Is this a control problem? And to be honest, I felt like it was a control problem, but the fact that I seem to be the only person in these reviews kind of that I've read so far talking about this, it's not very often that I go and look at other people's reviews, but I felt like is this me coming on and having like a little mini mental crisis, and no one else mentioned it, so maybe this is genuinely just a me thing. So please just take that into account. If this is looking like something that you would really enjoy as a precision platformer, bear in mind that I had these problems, and I'd be really interested if you did go and get it. Did you have these problems too, or is it just a me thing? Because I, in the end, it's an East Asia Soft game, so they don't necessarily ask you to complete the game to get the platinum. I got the platinum. I persevered on for about another 8 or 9 levels. I didn't complete all 50. I'd had enough. And I'd got very frustrated with the game and just kind of gave up. But loads of other people have said that this is a great little niche gem, and that actually they welcome it as a cute, slightly unpolished, rough around the edges precision platformer. So yeah, have at it. I will bow to the masses on this, but it really didn't work for me at all. Written review will be over on higherplayinggames.com, where I'll explain some more of that kind of control issue for me in a little bit more detail. But yeah, not quite the Sly Raccoon I was hoping for. You guys take care. Bye-bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.